Today we're taking a look at the Wildgame Innovations Terra Extreme Lightsout Trail Cam. We have our information here. We got it fairly recently. We're going to use it to keep an eye on chickens once we get them. There's the particular model we got. Resolution appears to be pretty good for what it is. We get them in JPEG form up to 12,000 photos, it says, depending on what setting you use. And it does not include an SD card. That is one thing I think it has in the fine print down here. You do get the strap to mount it on a tree or a post or something, the actual camera itself, the instruction manual, and back here on the back is the mounting points. There's a threaded adapter here, and also this is where you feed the strap through. So let's get zoomed in here and we'll take a closer look at the actual functionality of it. So to get this thing set up, we have to open it up, of course. Over here is where the information or the interface is, and the SD card, the batteries go. There's a clasp over here you can feed a lock through in case you're concerned. You flip it open, swing this open, and now you have access to the switches to turn it on and the timers and things, your menu to set things up. And on the bottom here is where the SD card and the batteries go. This thing needs a ton of batteries. I don't have any experience with trail cams, but I was really surprised it takes 8 AA batteries in here. It does not look like you can use a rechargeable cell or like an 18650, something like that in here. It needs to be AA's or rechargeable AA's. And the SD card works like every other SD card does. Push it into it, clicks, and you're good to go. The directions are pretty good. They're pretty thorough. It talks about the battery installation, like I had said, and which orientation, the SD card. It will flash no SD at you if you don't have one in. And I was not able to get it to do anything else. Couldn't set it up or anything until I had the SD card in it. As the directions talk about here, there are 3 different settings and a custom setting for the switch here. We're going to focus. Nope. There are 3 different settings that are preset here, and then you do have a 4th one that you're allowed to configure into whatever it is you want it to do. We have Quick Set 1, which is a 3 photo burst at 8 megapixels. Quick Set 2 is a single photo at 8 megapixels. Quick Set 3 is a 10-second video. That's at 1280 by 720, and again, that last one is custom. Setting the date and time just uses the menu buttons and go up and down. And it also is how you can program the custom settings once you get in here. So a frustration that I've had with this unit is getting it to go into the menu. What you have to do is you have to turn it on, and then I've had an issue with it actually turning on. I have to wiggle it, and I don't think it's the actual batteries, because I've tried it with a couple different sets. It appears to be the connection here just isn't firm enough. Once it goes, it works just fine. There we go, now the screen kicked on. And then you're supposed to push menu to get into settings, but I typically end up having to wait for the picture to take. There it was. And then menu, and see, it just enters a countdown again. So this is taking some finagling to get it to work for me. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing wrong with it. If anybody has any suggestions, let me know. The directions here talk about, maybe I'll put a picture in if this isn't focused very well, that to change the date and time, start by pressing menu and then enter to set the day. But you have to turn it on first. And if you have it in a photo mode, then you turning it on triggers the sensor and it takes a picture. And see, this is what I was talking about, the issues I've had. Now, once you actually get it to do this, then I don't have any problems with it. There we go. There's never any problems with it once it actually does that. Now, it always does a 9-second countdown too. And when I get this here into the setting and the programming mode, we can try to look at the timing of things. And see, this is what I mean, it always triggers the motion. Either way, once you get it set up though, it works perfectly fine. It's just a little bit of a fight to get it into this mode. All right, I think I got it to cooperate here. We are going to put it in custom mode. Gives us a flashing numbers here. To set up the date, month, and the year, we use the arrow keys to get what we need it to do. In this case, I went backwards, but if you start with the down arrow, you'll end up with the day, month, or year right here. I've already set all this. You get in the hours or minutes. Again, I've already set that up. And then mode as photo or video. Now in this case, I want it to stay as photo. It is really hard to see there in the footage, but right now the mode is photo. If I use menu, I'm able to change it. Oh, went too far. There we go. If I hit enter, I'm able to change it between photo or video. In my case, I'd rather leave it at photo, so we're gonna leave it there. And then if I had left it in video, we could have chosen a delay. And then, oh, sorry, we also have a resolution option from 4:8 or 18 megapixels here. But for ours, we're just gonna leave it at 8. We don't need anything too super crazy for our purpose. We just want it to capture to see if there's anything bothering the chicken coop or the chickens or anything else. So we'll just leave it in the middle here. Here is the delay part I was discussing. Unfortunately, it's 5, 10, 15, 30, or 60 seconds. Now we have found that poses a problem sometimes for if something triggers it as it goes by or stops to sniff around for a second and then leaves, is this will take a picture after it's already left. Like I said, I have no experience with trail cams, so I don't know if this is something that's common on a base camera model or in cameras in general. I'm sure you can get expensive ones that do all sorts of things. And I know there's ones you can control through your phone, so I'm sure that's not consistent across all lines. But in this case with this model, that does pose some frustrations sometimes where you know there's something out there, but it's just not, it's not caught in the camera. And right there you saw I just triggered it again for the picture. So programming this is a little bit frustrating, but it is definitely doable. And once you get it set up, like I had said, I've had no issues with it staying on or functioning. So from here, we'll go ahead. I'm going to flip it off for right now. We're going to get it set up outside. Probably use the strap to put it on a pole. And we will come back later with some examples of the photos. And I might put a video in there as well. I'm not really sure. I'm not really looking for it for the video part, but we might try to see how it goes. And then we'll have some final thoughts about it all as well.
So here's a few shots of the camera taking still pictures, looking at the chicken coop. You can see the ball move around in the wind back there and some leaves. The resolution's pretty good. I'm probably 15, 20, maybe 25 feet away here. It says there's a range of up to 60 feet. Here in a second, there's going to be some images at nighttime of some birds flying around in the sky. It doesn't quite capture them too well. You can't tell anything about the birds other than that they're birds. But it seems pretty good for what I'm expecting at least. And finally, here's some videos that it grabs there too, looking at some swings blowing in the wind. That's really close, probably about 2, maybe 2.5 feet away. And then this one is again the chicken coop. I don't know what it was recording. Maybe that little leaf there in the grass. Overall, it doesn't seem too bad. For the price I paid, it certainly seems worth it. And just for the use that we need, there's definitely better ones out there, but this seems to be okay, minus the power issue. I don't know if that's the batteries or the switch. But otherwise, it seems decent for my purposes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think in the comments.